Hello, I'm Andre Wright. I am from Seneca, South Carolina. I do long jump and triple jump. I joined track when I was like six or seven. I'm really passionate about it, and I happen to be pretty good at it. And I'm gonna read The Very Noisy Night. It's good to read your books because education is key. You get a nice job, make a lot of money. All right, start. A very noisy night. It was the middle of the night, and the big mouse was fast asleep in his big bed. Little Mouse was wide awake in his little bed. Big Mouse, called Little Mouse. I can hear something rushing around the house, huffing and puffing. Big Mouse opened one eye and lifted one ear. It's only the wind, he said. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse. There isn't room. And he turned over and went back to sleep. The little mouse lay listening to the wind, and suddenly, between a huff and a puff, and a tap, 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 little mouse climbed out the bed, opened the front door, just a crack, and peeped out. Went the wind, but there was no one outside. Big Mouse, called Little Mouse. I can hear someone tapping. I think there's a burglar on the roof. Big Mouse got out of bed and opened the bedroom curtains. Look, he said, it's only a branch tapping on the window. Go back to sleep. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse. You wiggly. Little Mouse lay in his own bed, listening to the wind huffing and puffing, the branch tapping, someone calling. Who, who? Little Mouse climbed out of the bed again. This time he looked under it. Then he looked at the wardrobe. Feeling very frightened, he yelled, Big Mouse, I think there's a ghost in the room and it's looking for someone. It keeps calling, whoo, whoo, whoo. Big Mouse sighed, sat up and listened. It's only an owl, he said. It stays up all night, like you. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse. Your paws are always cold. Big Mouse pulled the blanket over his head and went back to sleep. And Little Mouse got back into his own bed. Little Mouse sat up and listened to the wind huffing and puffing, and the branch tapping, and the owl hooting. But shh, what's that? Big Mouse, he called. I think it's raining inside. And Little Mouse jumped out of bed and fetched his red umbrella. Big Mouse got out of bed too. He opened the front door to see if it was raining at all. The Big Mouse went into the kitchen and turned off the dripping faucet. Gently prayed under the umbrella out of the Little Mouse's paws and put it away. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, you're nice and snug in your own bed, said Big Mouse, taking him back to the bedroom. Little Mouse laid and listened to the wind huffing and puffing, the branch tapping and tapping, and the owl hooting. And just as he was beginning to feel very sleepy, indeed he heard, wee, wee, wee. Big Mouse, he called. You're snoring. Wearily, Big Mouse got up. He put his earmuffs on Little Mouse's ears. He put a paper clip on his own nose, and he went back to bed. Little Mouse lay and listened to nothing. It was very, very, very quiet. He couldn't hear the wind huffing, or the branch tapping, or the owl hooting, or the Big Mouse snoring. It was so quiet that the Little Mouse felt he was all alone in the world. He took off the earmuffs. He got out of bed and pulled the paper clips off Big Mouse's nose. Big Mouse, he cried. I'm lonely. Big Mouse flung back his blanket. Better come into my bed, he said. So listen. Mouse hopped in and his paws were cold. And he indeed just a little wiggler before he fell asleep. Big Mouse lay listening to the wind huffing and puffing and a branch tap tapping, and the owl hooting and Little Mouse snuffling. And very soon he heard the birds walking up, but neither of them heard the alarm clock because they were both asleep. The end.